When you ask someone about something truly terrifying from their childhood, it's rarely like a classic monster story. It's usually something quieter, a feeling, a shadow, maybe. Maybe the moment they realize that real, calculated danger exists in the adult world. So today we're going to share some of those moments. These are real accounts from people looking back at when that feeling of childhood safety just shattered. We'll be recounting these experiences, told in the third person, directly from what they shared, focusing on instinct, maybe psychology, and sometimes things that are just, well, hard to explain. We've kind of grouped these stories. First up, the calculated threat. That chilling idea that danger doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it scouts you out first.
Exactly. And it often looks completely ordinary. That's what makes these first accounts so disturbing. It's about that vetting process predators sometimes use. It's a vital perspective, really, if you're interested in true crime or even just basic awareness.
Okay, let's start in Eastern Europe. There's this child, about 6 or 7 years old. They remember seeing this old white van parked down the street. And a man, just an average-looking working guy, going door to door. He seemed to be selling something, just making his rounds. Eventually, he knocks on their door, says he's a home security salesman, starts asking the father about, installing cameras, alarms, that kind of thing.
And right there, that's the key. He's not asking for money up front. He's probing for vulnerability. It's a subtle assessment, disguised as a sales pitch. Do you have protection? Are you an easy target?
And the father, apparently without even blinking, just calmly says they already have a security system, a really good one, working perfectly.
Complete confidence, no hesitation.
But here's the chilling part. They didn't have any security system, not a camera, not an alarm, nothing.
Wow.
The salesman just smiled, said something like, "Oh, okay, no problem then," and moved on, went to the next house.
That's classic defensive psychology in action. The father put up an immediate wall. He projected strength and preparedness, even though it wasn't technically true. It's defensive deception. Predators look for the easiest path. Immediate confirmation of security, or even just the confidence suggesting security, makes the target seem high risk. They often just abort.
And we know this wasn't just, a random encounter, because just 2 days later, the street is full of police cars, lights everywhere. Investigators came by, spoke to the father, told him then neighbors down the street, their entire family, mother, father, kids, 5 people, they had all been murdered in their sleep, beaten with a hammer.
Oh my God, that's horrific.
And when they finally caught the killer, his picture was all over the news. It was the salesman.
Unbelievable. So his visit really was a scouting mission.
Exactly. Looking for homes that seemed vulnerable, maybe easy to get into, that father's quick lie, that confident response. It literally saved their lives. It's a stark lesson in how fast you might need to react.
It really is. It shows how that split-second assessment, projecting "don't mess with me," can make all the difference. Moving from just a casual chat to high-stakes defense in an instant.
Okay, so that's a threat assessed at the door. Now let's move inside the house, into a child's bedroom. This one involves, in expectation being terrifyingly flipped. We have an 11-year-old, it's their birthday. They'd been having this intense prank war with their sister all week, but for the birthday itself, formal ceasefire declared, no pranks.
The classic sibling truce, usually fragile.
Right. So late that night, the house is quiet, and the kid hears it. The closet door squeaking open. The instant thought is, aha, sister broke the truce, birthday prank.
They're getting ready to jump out of bed, maybe push back, expecting a laugh.
The mind is primed for something playful, right? The sound fits the expected pattern, the prank scenario.
But then a figure steps out of the closet and is absolutely not the sister.
Oh, no.
It's a grown woman, tall, long, dark hair. And the child notices scars on her face.
Okay, that changes everything. Instantly. The shift from sister playing a joke to unknown adult stranger emerging from my closet is so abrupt, the child just freezes, completely silent, can't even scream, just whimpering, tears streaming down their face.
The old shock response, fight or flight, just short circuits.
And the woman, she sees the child is awake, and she just puts a finger to her lips. Shh.
Demanding silence. That's chilling in itself.
Then she quietly goes to the window, opens it, climbs out, and pulls the window shut slowly behind her. Then she's just gone.
Vanished. The lack of overt violence is almost more terrifying in a way. It leaves this huge unanswered question mark. Why was she there? Hiding. Trying to steal something quietly. Why the silence? Later the adult mind might try to rationalize it. Maybe someone homeless, maybe drugs involved, like the source suggested. But for the child, it's the pure unresolved terror of an unknown adult invading their safest space and then just disappearing. The why hangs there forever.
Yeah, that not knowing why she was there, why she demanded silence, that's what makes it stick, that complete violation of safety without any clear motive. Okay, we've looked at calculated human threats now. Let's explore encounters that are harder to pin down, the kind that make you question what you actually saw, or maybe even the nature of reality. This next story involves two young sisters. They're riding in the back seat of their parents' car, and sitting right between them is another little girl, blonde hair, rosy cheeks. The weird thing is neither sister actually remembers picking this girl up. She was just there, chatting with them.
That's fascinating right off the bat, this sort of unnoticed presence, like she slipped past their normal awareness somehow.
Exactly, and they're driving along, and suddenly this little girl in the middle, she just says it. Out of nowhere, there's a car following us.
Just like that.
Just like that. She says there are bad men inside it, and they want to hurt us. And according to the account, the sisters looked back, and the men in the car did look scary. Twisted faces was the description used.
Wow. That's incredibly specific and direct.
The sisters naturally freak out, crying, screaming. It's frantic enough that the parents do pull the car over. But here's the really strange part. The parents seemed completely oblivious to the car behind them. They pulled over because the kids were hysterical, not because they saw any threat. And eventually, that car with the twisted faces just drove past them and went on its way.
So the threat was visible, terrifyingly so to the children, but apparently invisible or unnoticed by the adults. That suggests, well, selective perception. Or maybe the warning wasn't meant for the parents directly.
When they finally got home, safe, the sisters asked their parents, where did the girl go, the one who was sitting between us? And the parents were adamant, insistent. It was only the two of them in the back seat. They hadn't picked up any friend. There was no girl in the middle.
So she wasn't there. According to the parents, she never got out of the car because she was never in the car.
Right. Now, fast forward years later, the sisters are teenagers, and they hear about a local urban legend. The legend is about a little girl who died because she tried to warn her parents about a dangerous car following them, but they didn't listen, and the whole family was attacked and killed. And the legend says sometimes her spirit appears in cars to warn others.
Okay, the connection is obvious, but
here's the thing. Both sisters, talking about it as teenagers, confirmed they had the exact same memory. Not just there was a girl, but the details. The blonde hair, the rosy cheeks, what she said, the car following, even the description of the men's twisted faces. Identical, independent memories.
That shared, detailed confirmation is powerful. It moves it beyond maybe just one child's imagination or a misremembered dream. If we think about folklore, this entity acts almost like a warning spirit, right? Intervening just enough. And the fact that the memory is so specific and shared between them, it suggests something genuinely anomalous happened, a shared perception of something extraordinary.
Definitely raises questions. Okay, next story. This one also involves a sort of impossible presence or absence. It happens at a summer sleepaway camp deep in the Missouri woods, the boonies, as the source calls it. There's this tradition, exploring a local cave. A longtime camp employee, they called him B, likes to take the kids to the very back room of the cave to tell scary stories.
Classic camp activity, setting the mood.
Right, and to really set the mood, he has everyone turn off their flashlights. Total, absolute pitch darkness, can't see your hand in front of your face, kind of dark.
Perfect environment for suggestion and disorientation.
So B starts his scary story.
Yeah.
And almost immediately, one little girl gets genuinely frightened, starts crying, wants to leave. In the pitch black, someone just says, "I'll take her out," a voice. And, you hear two people shuffling away, leaving the group.
And in that darkness, nobody really registers who spoke.
Yeah.
Could be anyone, a counselor, another camper. The lack of visual confirmation is key.
Exactly. So B finishes his story, they turn the lights back on, and the group starts heading out of the cave. As they're leaving, B does a quick head count, standard procedure. Now, 2 people left early, the scared girl and the volunteer who took her. So the count should be down by 2, right?
Makes sense.
But the head count shows they are only missing 1 person.
Wait, so there was an extra person in that back room?
In the dark.
It seems so.
Yeah.
Someone was there who wasn't part of the official group count. They get back to the cave entrance, and there's the little girl who got scared, sitting by herself on a rock, calm down now. They ask her, "Hey, who walked you out? Where did they go?" And she says, very matter-of-factly, "Oh, this nice old woman walked me out. She sat with me for a little while and talked to me, but then she said she had to go. She just kind of walked off into the forest." An old woman, not a counselor, not another camper they recognized. She just walked into the woods and disappeared. Combine that with the impossible head count and the fact No one identified the voice in the dark. It points to something really strange. An unknown entity was present, interacted gently with the child, provided comfort even, and then just vanished, dematerialized into the forest, essentially. The child could describe her, but she didn't register on the physical head count. That's deeply unsettling.
It really is. The mundane action walking a scared kid out paired with the impossible details. That brings us to our last account for today. And this one is about that horrifying moment of shared confirmation, when you realize you're not imagining it. This person remembers lying in bed one night. They just moved into a new house. The room is completely dark except for that little line of light coming under the door from the hallway, the landing. For comfort, their mother was sleeping on a mattress on the floor right next to the bed. The ultimate protector, right there.
Supposedly the safest scenario. Parent right there.
Then, the bedroom door slowly creaks open, and an old woman's head slowly peers around the edge of the door. She looks directly at the child in the bed, holds the gaze for a second, and then, just as slowly, pulls back and disappears. The door stays slightly open.
That slow, deliberate movement is terrifying. It's not frantic, it's observational. Almost like it knows you're there.
Yeah.
Makes the violation feel more insidious.
The child is instantly terrified, but also thinks, okay, new house, weird dream, nightmare. You know how you try to rationalize it? They quickly roll over, face the wall, pull the covers up, trying to just make it go away, wake up fully.
Trying to break the spell of the nightmare. Standard reaction.
Yeah, but then, from the mattress on the floor, the mother whispers, just one sentence, in the dark, "Did you just see someone peer around the door?"
Oh, wow. That's the confirmation you absolutely dread. Any hope it was a dream, a hallucination, just evaporates in that instant. Is replaced by this cold, hard certainty. It was real. It was external. And the person meant to protect you, your anchor to reality. They saw it too.
Exactly. There's no escaping it then. The account says they didn't sleep again that night. Just lay there, awake together, staring into the darkness, knowing that something unknown had breached their room, their safe space.
So we've covered quite a bit today. From calculated human threats disguised as everyday encounters.
To these completely inexplicable figures that disrupt reality.
And finally, that chilling moment when your deepest fear is validated by someone else witnessing the exact same impossible thing. The common thread seems to be that thin line between perceived safety, childhood innocence, and the sudden intrusion of, well, horror, whether it's human malice or something else entirely.
It really makes you think about instinct, perception, and maybe forces we don't fully understand. It does. That knowledge that sometimes danger is avoided by a split-second decision, a gut feeling, or that sometimes the terrifying thing isn't just in your head, it's standing in the room and the person next to you sees it too. That's a chilling thought to leave you with. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into these unsettling accounts. If exploring true horror, chilling crimes, and the genuinely inexplicable is something you're drawn to, please do make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs. We share new accounts regularly. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.